3. And we are here. The conference championship. Sadly, my Ravens did not make it. I'll just recap that quick. Um, it's hard to see that, our offense failed us again. Defense play out their minds. Only allowed 10 points to me. Should have been 3. I don't know what they were doing on that touchdown play. Like you see, it's 3-on-2. Like, what do you think they're gonna throw? I don't know what they honestly thought they were gonna throw. Once I saw that on the screen, I was like, it's touchdown to Diggs. I didn't even have to look at it. Walked out the room, came 2 minutes later, it was touchdown. I didn't know what they were doing there, but besides that, our defense played an amazing game. I just wish our offense at least helped them out because it was really that our offense is really the reason why we lost that game. I mean, we got some things to fix in the offseason. I do think we have to get a passing coordinator because Roman is horrible at the passing game. Because I don't know if Roman leaves, I don't know if our running attack would be the same. Because I don't think because he does deserve credit for pulling out a heck of a rushing attack, which a lot of Ravens fans want to dishonor that and discredit or not dishonor it, but don't want to say that, but they want to just focus on the negative instead of also the positive as well. I just want Harbaugh, weird conference. I don't know what he's doing, kind of sounding a little bit arrogant and a little like, how do I say, in his feelings, more or less. There's some changes
Harbaugh-ish.
okay, there you go. Just like brothers, Jim does the same, John does the same. I hope they fix it next year, and we'll see how it goes. Congrats to Bills Mafia, and I mean, we thank you guys for the $500,000 donation to Lamar's charity. We respect y'all for that, but we'll see how you guys do next week. Um, the Drew Brees choke. I know me and SA over here upset because SA wanted the Drew Brees choke to happen this week, but like always, it just happens. And ironically, he just had to end on a 500 record in the playoffs. Those 3 interceptions, and then at the end of the game, now they want to talk about Brees' injuries. I mean, it's just classic. Just another team.
Excuses.
I don't know, because if they would have won, they would have done the same thing. Be like, how'd you let a quarterback who has all this beat you? It's just another team for the past 5 years who had all the talent just wasted. 2017, the Minneapolis Miracle. I don't know how you let that happen. 2018, the PI. Yes, that's true. But you Saints fans also had the ball in OT, and what did you do? Breeze threw a pick. 2019, the Vikings, where Kyle Rudolph got the touchdown, and you guys are complaining about PI. Well, if you stop them 80 yards before they got into the end zone, the PI never happens. And this year, Breeze throws 3 interceptions, and little old slant boy has no targets. So I don't know what to tell you. And then now they're in a horrible cap situation. Just another wasted 4 years. But
I know a team like that. I know a team like that in the AFC. It wears the colors that are on my shoulder.
Well, I didn't want to put that out there as well, but let's just get into the games. Because we got 2 good games here, and we're gonna start with the NFC because we're just gonna start there. We got Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. Who would have thought we'd see that NFC Championship? Tampa Bay Bucks at Green Bay. Green Bay's favored by 3.5. Over under 51.5. Let's see. What do you think?
Man, I wish they would flex these games and switch them around because I think this is the much better game out of the two to be watching. But with that said, man, it's going to be awesome. And I think the Packers were probably hoping that Drew Brees and the Saints D found a way to win that game so that Brees would have to come into cold weather and play, and they could have a nice layup in the NFC Championship game because we know what Brees does in cold weather, and we know what he does in the playoffs in general. But now you're facing Tom Brady, and now you're facing the GOAT, and man, it hurts to say that. I know FaZe loves to hear me say that. I know FaZe has seen me wear so many Patriots jerseys over the years on Monday mornings that he knows how to say that. But in that case, look, his luck runs out this week, man. This offense is a machine for Green Bay right now. I mean, whether it's on the ground, whether it's in the air, man, they always got a solution. And FaZe, you're gonna have to say something to show it because nobody can see it.
I got the jersey right here, Mr. L.
I got a tall finger for you too, but I just can't show it to you right now. With that said, this is gonna be a win for Green Bay, man. Look, this team's ready for the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that run that he had from the 3-yard line was that 3rd and goal essay. That run that he had on the 3 for the TD. That was epic, man. That's why you pay the guy $40 million, because you see, Ben couldn't make that play now at $40 million. Ben couldn't roll out like that and just score. And you hear about Rodgers' workout routine, his work ethic, everything he's putting in is every bit as much as what Brady puts in. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Rodgers play to 45 as well, and maybe even catch him. And it starts here with this game. I got a final score of Green Bay 35 and Tampa 23.
I just got Green Bay winning this. I just don't see Tampa winning this. Like people say, yeah, this is Tom Brady. He's good in cold weather. Well, what about the rest of the team? Devin White, he grew up in Louisiana. He's never had a cold game. Shaquille Barrett never had a cold game. Mike Evans grew up in Texas, never had a cold game. Now there are guys who've had like AB, but doesn't do anything. And that Packers offense is humming. And usually the way the Packers lost, they're not gonna let that happen again. And the Bucks, and usually when a game like that happens, the team that usually wins will come in thinking we're just gonna do that exact same thing. But the Packers are gonna have some wrinkles for them, and that defense, can't believe I'm saying this, is actually playing better. And the way that they just dismantled the Rams. I mean, yes, they were short without Aaron Donald, but they just dismantled them. It looked easy to them. And then that 3-yard run Rodgers had just it looked real good. I just don't see them coming into Lambeau. I think it's what 20 degrees, I say, with some snow. Am I right?
Yeah, below freezing and snow, like
Yeah.
a little snow.
It's
Yeah,
saying 28 degrees, 30% snow, man. Brady has played in the snow, but Brady has played in the cold. I'll give my take. You go on, Emmanuel.
I see. This is what I'm talking about. They keep saying Brady, Brady, Brady. What about the rest of the guys? What about them? Like, I hate when
It
people
don't
keep.
matter. It's Brady.
Okay, okay. All right, we'll see. I got Packers winning. I mean, I don't. I'm gonna say 35-20. I'm gonna say 35-25. But if somebody comes out barefoot, then the Packers are just gonna rout them.
Yeah, I'm really hoping in the pregame I see some linemen practicing with no shirt. But this Packers team is doing like from both sides of football. I can remember the beginning of the season, I was so mad seeing every single running back come into Lambeau Field and absolutely torch this defense. Week, like every single week, you see Dalvin Cook shred us. You see every single running back shred us. And as each week passed, we improve. I'm just happy to see that our defense is actually stepping up, just like how I hope. And then the offense, on the other hand, hasn't slowed down at all from the beginning. First game of the season against Minnesota, we score over 40 points. Now we're the number one offense in the league. We have the MVP quarterback. This running game is absolutely amazing. Last game, Aaron Jones with a big run in the middle of the game. Dylan, before he got hurt, was playing amazing. We had a three-hitter monster in the backfield, and I like that. And as much as you can look back into that Week 6 loss against Tampa, I really don't see. I don't see that happening again. This is an on-field Lambeau. Rogers not have a good history at that Tampa field, but I really don't think this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team could come to Lambeau, beat the Packers in the cold weather. I'm afraid of Tom. I'm afraid of this linebacking core, but this cold weather is going to be a big, big advantage for us every single year. I don't think there's been a quarterback that's coming to Lambeau. I remember Colin Kaepernick running all over us in 2013, but that game was a super close game, and I don't think this Buccaneers defense is as close to that Niners team last time. And this Packers team is so well rounded this year. It's improved each week. Everybody seems happy from the defense to the offense. And Rodgers he's just doing what he has to, and he's not doing too much, he's not doing too little. I see us winning 38-20. I'll say 38-30 in a really good game. But I see this Packers defense showing big time. They're not going to do what they did last game. I don't see Rodgers throwing those dumb interceptions like last time. And the Packers finally go to Super Bowl after 10 years.
This is a really tough game to call in. Emmanuel's like, oh, all these players haven't played in the cold weather, but you guys are forgetting it's Tom Brady. I know Emmanuel. I know Mr. Ellis. I know JP. You've seen Tom Brady come into your house during the playoffs and single-handedly beat your team. And I know you guys remember that. And that same fire Tom Brady had in all those playoff runs, I'm seeing it come back a little bit. I don't know if it's only me, but against the one against Washington, I saw it. Last week, I saw it. So it's going to be a tough game to call, but I'm going to have to go with the upset. I think the Bucks linebacking core is just amazing. Devin White balled out, and I think he's going to continue to ball out. One underrated player that I feel like nobody's talking about, Carlton Davis. He's just a really good corner in that bad secondary. Of course, he can't hang with Devontae Adams. Nobody can, but I feel like he's going to do a decent enough job to slow him down. I got the Bucks winning this one. Tom Brady game-winning drive in Lambeau, 34-31. Let's go, GOAT.
There's a story.
Hey, let's go, GOAT. I like that. You see, two GOATs in one picture. So inspirational. Y'all know that? Two GOATs in one picture, man. If
Maybe
AB is
that trash
back,
can around.
yeah, it's all right. Mr. Ellis, I know you miss AB. Who wouldn't? If he was on my team, I would miss him
Of
too.
course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Two GOATs in one picture, and Tom Brady fixed his head. If he's back, Godwin, please catch all the footballs that Brady throws to you. Mike Evans, we already know what he does. And defense just has to step up. Offense will ball out, in my opinion. I say sorry, man, but I'm gonna save you a seat right here. You coming home, baby. You coming home. It's all good. You went this far, we went this far. And you're gonna come right back down with all of us. It's all good. It happens. We'll see you next year though. Ravens Packers 2021. But I got the Bucks winning. Got the Bucks winning 38-25. Brady gonna win this game, man. Aaron Rodgers is nothing. Nowhere Brady, man. He came to Baltimore. We went to New England, as Osezi said, he single-handedly crushed us. It happens, and it'll happen to you guys.
This isn't a therapy session. You can talk about your Brady trauma somewhere else. You don't.
Nah.
What
Hey,
he did to you isn't
I
anything
say,
relevant to
I
what's gonna
say,
happen.
you can
You can talk
smile.
about
I
what
say,
they did to you
I
guys.
say,
I'm
I
sorry for your
say,
pain, but this isn't
I
the
say,
same Ravens
you
team that
can,
he did
you
to
can
you. This
smile.
isn't the same Patriots team. You leave
Okay,
your Brady trauma
you can
somewhere else.
smile, you can laugh, you can enjoy today. When Sunday comes, turn off your phone because you're coming right next to me. Okay?
I mean,
38,
like
38, 25.
okay.
Green Bay Nation, 28 degrees, it's gonna snow. That's gonna be nowhere near Brady's head. Brady's head's gonna be like, I need to win. Again, 38. What was the score? 38-10 last time? We're gonna do 38-25. Bucks will win. Right here. You can say right next to me.
Is Lamar on that bench with you?
Oh, he's definitely with me. Aaron Rodgers will be right
All
next
right,
to him also.
all right.
Aaron Jones will be
I'll
sitting
come.
in front like this.
Okay, we'll see.
All right. All right.
Hey,
You guys.
Faison, I told you, Bucks Nation. You go ahead,
Hey,
man. Represent.
hey, you guys are hilarious, but from an unbiased view of JP, you're too much. But like, all right, I'm gonna say this though. If Todd Bowles can do what he did last week and devise a game plan for Aaron Rodgers, I think the Bucks have this in the bag. And it's gonna be hard because this guy's the MVP, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But you saw what they did last week. They played man coverage against Drew Brees. They told Drew Brees, I was like, hey, you can throw the ball downfield. You're gonna do something you've never done this season. You're gonna throw the ball downfield and beat us. What do? He didn't do it. They played physical. They played man coverage. That's why the defense won the game. Brady didn't. His stats weren't beautiful. Stats weren't prime Brady, but he didn't turn the ball over. That's why I give him credit. The offensive line, 1 sack. You do that against Green Bay, I have confidence in the Buccaneers. But I'm gonna say this though, it is Lambeau, and these guys are not used to the cold weather because it's just like what Emmanuel said. These guys are not used to cold weather. They're in Tampa, but Brady he's got to get that mindset in these guys' head that they're 1 game away from hosting a home Super Bowl. No one has ever done that in history. Brady wants to do that. Brady wants to win a 7th. He wants to do it right now. If just like what they did that last week too with the run game, I've never seen them run that much. that balance. I got to give Bruce Arians credit. I didn't think I've ever done that in my life, but I got to give him credit. The way, that balanced offense where Leonard Fournette ran hard, Rojo ran hard, and Brady didn't do a lot. I think this is exactly what they do this week. Um, you know, I think Brady, he's not going to have the best game, but I think he gets the job done in overtime. 33-27 Brady game-winning drive in Lambeau. Just like what happened 2 years ago, last time Brady won a road playoff game in Arrowhead, one of the greatest games I've ever watched. I think Brady does the same thing. If it doesn't happen, well, I'm rooting for Rodgers to win his second ring. But I got Brady here. I got the Buccaneers 33-27.
Phase
Wow.
on, if that doesn't happen, it's Chiefs Nation. Packers are not winning the Super Bowl
Why is it Chiefs Nation? Why is it Chiefs Nation? Why do you hate the Packers so much?
because of essay.
I say I have so many great ideas for if the Packers win. So you know how we'll collaborate. I have some amazing ideas. I'm just gonna say that
All right, we'll invite JP with it.
came out of that great
Yeah.
great exchange there.
All right, so on to the AFC. We got the Buffalo Bills, and we got the reigning Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City's favored by 3, over under 53.5. Stays on.
Ooh, tough game to call. I think what the Bills did last week, they did what they came there to do. I know it wasn't the best game, it wasn't the most um, enjoyable game to watch, but their defense showed up against a hot Ravens offense, and I know a lot of Ravens fans won't agree with me on that the Ravens offense weren't hot, but they were on a 6-game, 7-game win streak, and they did their job. Those Mafia did their job. I think the Chiefs get it done and go to the Super Bowl. Um, Mahomes got concussed last week. I'm pretty sure he plays. There's no way he sits out an AFC Championship game and let Chad Henne, start a playoff game. No matter, even though Chad Henne almost ran a first down on a 3rd and 13 and got a 4th and inches. Andy Reid's crazy. I've never seen a guy who would go 4th and inches with Chad Henne. That dude is out of his mind. But but the confidence breeds in that dude. So I gotta give Big Red credit. I think Kansas City gets the job done here. I think there's a lot of problems with this Bills team. I know they've went to the AFC Championship game and they've been amazing, but they don't have the best run defense. I think Mahomes comes back from concussion protocol and just does what he does. I'm gonna say 31-21 Kansas City.
Yeah, good score. Me and Mr. L has been saying it. Like we can, like if you get a good defense to stop Josh Allen, they're beatable. Like we allowed 10 points. They're beatable. Like you just need to score on the other side, which is offense, which we didn't. And that's just another day for the talk. We're not even about to talk about that game. We're talking about the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs winning. I think Mahomes practiced yesterday. He was full in participant. He's gonna play. Everybody knows that. Got the Chiefs winning this game 35-28. No, 35-24. I think they're gonna win more than 7 points. They're just gonna light it up. I see Andy Reid opening up his playbook even more, just lining it up, throwing deep shots because Tyreek will have a good Tyreek did not have a great game last week. He didn't get many targets, and I feel like this game is gonna be all him and Kelsey. Like Kelsey was a big dude last year in the divisional game and in the championship game. So I got Kelsey and Tyreek Hill just lining it up this week. Got Chiefs winning 35-24.
Yeah, I think this Bills team is very beatable. In the wild card round, they were so close to getting beat by the Colts. If Rivers a couple inches short on that 4th down conversion, that's a touchdown right there. They're ahead in that game. And if it wasn't for Josh Allen pulling some magic near his own end zone and throwing a beautiful dime to their tight end late in the game, middle of the game, you never know. Colts win that game and they move on. But look at last week, the Ravens center was half normal, not messing up the snap almost so like randomly and costing them turnovers, position on the field. I think the Ravens can win that game. And this Chiefs team, they're not a team where you can say, oh, they rested their starters late in the season, they needed momentum. they can light up you. They can light up in 2 seconds. This is Mahomes, who's already a veteran quarterback, who has a mindset of almost literally better than half the QBs in the league, despite being in there for less than 5 years. And I think this is going to be, I don't think it's going to be a close game. I think the Chiefs can blow this team out 35-20, and they go to this back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yeah, I don't really like this Bills team. And I felt like last week it wasn't really the Ravens. Almost every single drive after this first quarter, we went to the red zone. You got the two Tucker field goal misses. You got the bad snap that forced the punt, and then you got that pick six. But I think if we executed, we would have won that game easily. If you saw the defense, we really just ran cover two the whole game, and they were boxed, except for the screen where that was just 2-on-3, and that was just a dumb play by the Ravens. But I felt like the Chiefs are gonna win. That was a scary hit Patrick Mahomes took though last week. He could barely walk. I hope he's okay. I hope that if he's not supposed to play, he won't play, but he's obviously gonna play. But I have the Chiefs winning this one easily, 31-21 Chiefs.
Oh, this is another hard game. You know, just because I don't want to predict that KC Swoop will get upset. I'm about to roll Bills Mafia. They have played in games where they could have been beaten, which is true. Ravens and Colts both were in the red zone 8 times, only got 16 points. That means they averaged two points of possession in the red zone. Yes, that's true. But we cannot deny this team is playing good and they're playing hot. And we don't know the stats most. I think he will play, or the NFL will find a way if it means that they will move the game later or they move it to tomorrow. Because I don't think they could play this game without Mahomes. I mean, I don't want this. I don't want Mahomes to go back to back and then all of a sudden the Chiefs become this dynasty. Like we already dealt with New England for 20 years. I'm not trying to deal with the Chiefs for another 10. It's just something about that Chiefs because it's really going to be the battle of defenses because both defenses aren't great, but I trust Buffalo's a bit more, and I think Leslie Frazier will find some way to slow down the Chiefs enough because when they played in the regular season, it wasn't like it was a horrible game. They lost by 9. That was just due to they weren't a great team at that point. That's when they got busted by Tennessee and then just came out. They didn't play well. I think Buffalo will be ready for that. I'm gonna take Buffalo to win. Close one. 21. Actually, no. 28-24. Not too confident in that.
Well, guys, I'm an English teacher at heart, right? So I'm going to use a quote here to apply to the Bills. And then to also perhaps help to ease the pain of 5 out of 6 people in this current awesome lineup that we have. Here's the quote yesterday from our youth poet laureate, Amanda Gorman. Where can we find light in this never-ending shade? Where can we find light in this never-ending shade? And let me tell you, when the playoffs start, it's like the shade's been pulled over the Ravens and the Steelers. The Steelers has been a decade. It's been a decade of just bad luck going into the playoffs, whether it's 2017 and Ryan Shazier nearly dying on the field, being paralyzed, whether it's Le'Veon Bell getting destroyed at the end of a game by Vontaze Burfict on a filthy hit in the last game of the season that was meaningless. I mean, you take it all the way down the line. And then, of course, you look at the Ravens 2 years ago, against Tennessee. Mark Andrews, right through his hands. First play, intercepted. That was changed the entire game. This year, even with 3 minutes to go in that game, I had faith the Ravens could win that football game. And Mark Andrews, you dropped it on 4th down in the back of the end zone. Look, this Buffalo Bills team does not deserve to be in this game. The luck they've received has been ridiculous. How about Josh Allen with 11 fumbles this season? 11! and recovered 10. What are the odds that you have a better chance of winning Powerball? This is the luckiest team I've ever seen. I mean, how you can just skate into the playoffs, no injuries, nobody gets hurt, everybody's healthy, you get every call. Buffalo has had one holding call since week 11, one. And you're going to tell me that there's not a master plan to get them in the Super Bowl? Something seems really, really weird here. Okay? Or maybe it's just blind luck, which can happen. But I'll tell you, the luck is definitely running out this week. This is going to be an annihilation. And it's a long time coming. I don't care if it's Chad Henne. I don't care if it's Henne at quarterback. This is going to be an annihilation. Kansas City can run the ball on the ground. Kansas City can move the ball through the air. Andy Reid can run off any script, and he adjusts on the fly like no other. He also makes some Andy plays, though, that can keep games interesting, but not this one. I'm sorry, Buffalo Bills and Bills Mafia. Your charade is over. Go freeze your butts off for the next 4 months because you're about to get annihilated. I got Kansas City 43, the not-so-buff Bills, luckiest team in history, 10.
Ouch! Ow! No, that is definitely annihilation. I mean, shoot. Faison, I saw your
defense holding them to 10.
Yeah, that's.
Why not? Why not? Why not? The
Hey,
Ravens
hey,
held
it
them
can
to
happen.
3. Okay, how about we talked about the play earlier, right? The only touchdown they had offensively against the Ravens was when it was 3-on-2 on the left side, and any of us could have seen that play and made that play. That was a huge blunder on the Ravens' part. There's nothing impressive about Josh Allen to me. There's nothing impressive about it. They've played bad teams, and they've been fortunate at the right times.
Just big arm, in my opinion. Hey, I said it. He had a QBR of 60 and below without Stephon Diggs. This man has hit 100 every game. He can throw it with his eyes closed, and Stephon Diggs will somehow catch it. Because that's just how Diggs is. It's Diggs. It's not him.
Hey, that's what happens when you get a number 1 wide receiver. You know, when you're
That's what we need.
when your front office gives your franchise quarterback a number 1 wide receiver, maybe the Ravens should stop trading for a defensive lineman for no reason. Get a
Imagine that. Yeah, did you ever hear Ngakwe's name the entire season? Yeah,
So
I get that. That's a great point. Great point. I could have told you that as a Maryland fan, though. I was nice to him when you guys got him, but as a Maryland fan, I'll be honest, like he was pretty disappointing even in college. So, I think he was overrated then. Great kid, nice guy, but he's a little not tough, But anyway, the Ravens defense was tough. They were Super Bowl worthy, right? But it's just it still astounds me. Like I can't believe that the Bills are in this game. But it's also what scares me because I felt the same way in '94 when the Steelers were playing against the San Diego Chargers with Stan Humphries at quarterback and former Maryland coach Ralph Friedgen as the offensive coordinator. And we lost at home in a game we were favored by 14. We lost at home to San Diego in '94 in the AFC Championship game. So anything can happen. But Steelers didn't have Patrick Mahomes. They had Neil O'Donnell at quarterback. And I'd take Chad Henne over Neil O'Donnell. This is going to be an annihilation.
Hey, whatever happens to Buffalo, whether if they advance to the Super Bowl, I just want Brady to win so that he can beat the AFC East one more time. But that's just my dream. So I don't know.
Hey, Faison, Bucks Nation.
Hey, we gotta give SA We gotta give SA a little moment in the sun here, though. We gotta give SA a little moment in the sun here, man, because this doesn't happen often, man. You guys are in back-to-back NFC Championship games. You got a chance to get to the Super Bowl, man. You've been right on your picks more than most people on this planet. So we need to just give you the floor here for a few minutes to just gush about your squad, man, because I'm so jealous. You may have seen the passcode I put in today to come into the show, which is a shirt that he wore on the Pat McAfee show this week. Aaron Rodgers is a big Tombstone fan. This guy is just anyway. Gosh, man, come on. This is your shot.
I mean, yeah, I was looking back last year, I see we got blown out by the Niners in the middle of the season, and we goes to them in the NFC Championship game and we get blown out again. And then I was like, oh, this might happen again. We got blown out by the one team that actually blew us out this year was the Buccaneers. Now we got to face them in the end of the season. But then I look back at what Roger said on that podcast, and he said, this game matters as much as that Saints game mattered to the Bucs. The Saints came right into Tampa Bay's own home and absolutely plastered them, only for them to face them in the Saints' home in the playoffs, everybody's watching, and that whole team, the whole defense especially changed. They locked down every single thing that Breeze had. They played Tom Brady made some great throws, and I'm looking like that could be us. That could be us this week. We make that big improvement this week. We had that bye. We played amazing last week, and now this team, everybody's happy. There isn't really a guy that really isn't happy in this team, and we're all performing well. This could be one of the biggest games of Rodgers' career, and I really hope he can win this because you never know how many chances. I remember in the last season, people were saying no more chances for the Super Bowl. Now look at it. We're back right in it, one game away from the Super Bowl. And I really just hope we're able to block better this week. We're able to actually stop pressure Brady. We pressure Brady, I feel like we can win this game pretty easily. Brady was not good against the blitz this year. You don't even have to blitz. We signed the Smiths for a reason. I just really hope we can just generate some pressure. Because Jair is going to do his job. He locked down Thomas and locked down Godwin and Evans last week, and now AB, he's a different receiver, but I think he can really do that again. And I'm just really hoping this week, biggest game of the year, we're finally able to win it against the tough Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm hoping for you too, man. I want to see it happen. I mean, look, like I said, to me, nobody works harder than Rodgers these days, so it's time for him to get one. He's due, and this is going to be fun to watch anyway. I mean, that game's going to be awesome. I'm just excited about it. 3:00, gonna be some snow, perhaps. As you say, Faison, we've seen Brady. It doesn't matter what the conditions are, man. He's ready to rock and roll. But I want to do a tiny plug for just another Warrior out there, and that's Mr. Phillip Rivers. Ladies and gentlemen, it was 2002 December when I was a University of Maryland fan down in Raleigh watching the Terps win their first ACC title in 30 years against NC State and beat Phillip Rivers. And I looked at that game and said, Phillip Rivers played one of the best games I've ever seen a quarterback play, and he lost. And that's basically been his whole arc of career. And so I bring it back to this quote again about finding light in the never-ending shade. There's been never-ending shade thrown at Phillip Rivers his entire career. Whether there's people, criticizing his delivery, criticizing the fact he doesn't use curse words when he argues and yells at guys and talks trash on the field, about his million kids, all this and that. This guy's a warrior and a gamer, man. And there is absolutely no question in my mind that despite his 5-7 playoff record, this is a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's put in the time. He's put in the effort. He's been a warrior for so many of those years. And the fact that he still was relevant this year, I mean, you really think about that. The fact that he was still relevant this year. How many quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame were relevant in their 17th year? A lot of those quarterbacks weren't in the NFL in their 17th year. So to me, this is a no-brainer. If Phil Rivers doesn't make a first ballot Hall of Fame, that would be pretty bad. Because Eli Manning's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer because he won two. They're going to automatically, plus he played in New York, so that's another bias. So he's automatically in, And he's a Manning. And he's a Manning, by the way, the WP going on there. He's a Manning, so WP is definitely to a T. He's definitely going in.
He just doesn't deserve a first ballot. Eli Manning does not deserve a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yeah,
he's going to because he beat the only undefeated team.
Yeah.
He beat the only undefeated team, so he's going to.
I feel like, but in my opinion, he didn't beat us. Yeah, you can call me salty all you want, whoever's watching this, but you don't hold one of the highest scoring offensive teams to 14 points. That defense did.
That's
with
true.
Strahan, Justin Tuck.
What do you remember from
those
that
boys
game?
Destroyed us that game. Yeah, that's what.
You always remember those sacks.
Yeah,
that Strahan Tuck that on the defense. You remember those? Oh, that dime on the sideline. Oh, that magic that he just pulled off near the end of the game. And I don't agree that he's a Hall of Famer either, but that's what it is.
So why isn't Rivers a Hall of Famer, I say? Why is he not a Hall of Famer?
Because he's never been a Hall of Fame in my – it's the same thing Gore isn't a Hall of Famer for me. A long career. Gore shouldn't – that's even easier. He's definitely not a Hall of Famer. There's never a moment
Frank Gore?
Frank Gore's not a Hall of Famer.
No, I agree on that. For me,
he's
Hall
never
of Fame,
been –
you gotta be transparent.
He has more – he's leader. His
Because what
stats
you guys
are
are doing
standards.
now, you guys are doing like Hall of Fame
What?
because of longevity.
He's not Hall of Famer. He's up there with stats with Walter
He's
Payton,
Hall of Fame. He's like
Sanders,
the Hall of
with
Very
Emmitt
Good.
Smith. You want what do you call it, Brown? But you would never even mention him with his name because his career has lasted longer than any of them. He's been able to rush more than all of them. He has more rushing yards than Barry, I think, and he still isn't even near that level because of how long he's played. He's been
My
able
same
to,
argument for Drew Brees. My same argument for Drew Brees. A 500
yes, but
playoff
Drew Brees
quarterback.
has
Same
also
argument.
led the league in touchdowns on multiple occasions and yards, and I'm like, I agree
Okay.
with that. But
And then
Gore
won
has
nothing
never been an
except for
elite
1
back.
year.
Did you ever say there was a moment where he was a top 5 back?
I mean, he's
Yes.
one of the,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
How many times have
Yeah.
we had Jamal Charles back then?
That 49er Super Bowl run essay.
Who would you rather
wasn't
have for
that
like a
amazing?
10-year period? Who would you rather have?
He's been just a good, solid back to have. He's never been an elite, like somebody you could say, oh, this man's a Hall of Famer.
Well,
Hall of
Marshall Falk had 2 or 3 good years, and then he was a Frank Gore the rest of his way. There's a lot of players like that, man.
Yeah, but just like Rivers, these people, Rivers even, you can see top 5 QBs this decade. Breeze, Rodgers, Manning, Brady. And I don't think you could put Rivers on that top 5.
You don't got you don't got Ben and Rivers in there over Breeze?
I got Big Ben.
I got Ben over Breeze for sure.
I got Big Ben.
I got Ben over Breeze for sure.
I
But
wouldn't say.
I got Breeze over certainly Breeze over Rivers, but I still think Rivers is a Hall of Fame quarterback, man.
But some breaking news.
Speaking of Ben,
Joe Namath's in the Hall of Fame. Joe Namath is in the Hall of Fame. And if you don't put Rivers in the Hall of Fame and Joe Namath's in the Hall of Fame,
I mean, I don't agree with that either, but I'm just saying Hall of Fame is now just it's being reduced a little bit now. And
I agree with that. But we don't know what it is because Alan Faneca is not in the Hall of Fame. So we don't know what it is. Because Alan Faneca is not in the Hall of Fame. The greatest right guard of all time is not in the Hall of Fame. So we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But
and Steve Hutchinson, the center, is in the Hall of Fame, who, by the way, never won anything.
But one thing I would like to say, just breaking news today, during this podcast, it just came out, Ted Thompson died, the GM for the Packers, the former GM, the man who drafted literally all our starters on offense now, going from Adams, Rodgers, Bakhtiari. So rest in peace to Ted Thompson.
Wow, he was not old. He was not old.
He had to retire early because of some illness and wasn't really specified, but rest in peace, Ted Thompson. We wouldn't be here in the Super Bowl without him. The man who drafted Rodgers when nobody else would. The man who got Adams and Jones and Bakhtiari. Yeah, so rest in peace, Ted Thompson.
Wow, man, that's going to be extra fire for those guys, man. Extra fire. And
I feel, bro, that offense is just too good. That's the only thing I'm worried about. I feel like the Bucs offense, I think they can do their job, but that Packers offense is just too crazy. It's too crazy.
Well, Emmanuel, you ready to sing our song?
Song for
take us out, baby. That's what I mean. Take us out, like you always do.
I hope it's a great week of football. I don't want to see Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes in because it's just gonna be another Brady versus Brady. I don't know who's gonna pay the refs more or who the refs gonna favor more. It would be nice to see Rodgers in there, and crazy enough, respectfully, I don't want Mahomes in there either. But we will see next week, and we'll see what happens.
It's going to be okay, JP. I'm right in the boat with you. We got one seat waiting, but unfortunately, I think that seat's going to be open for the next 3 weeks, and maybe beyond.
Bucks Nation, that's all.
But hey, I'm going to be eating a lot of wings this weekend, so I'll lean in and take up the space. Don't worry.